Hello. I don't really have a video format for this, but I just really quickly wanted to talk about my thoughts on the new Monster High G3 cartoon and the music videos too, because I haven't really given my thoughts on them. But yeah, I have a lot to talk about, and I don't want to spend too much time on it, but also, um, real quickly, just want to talk about Laguna, mi hija, my baby. I love her so much. Um, Oh my God, her music video dropped. I didn't even talk about it on here, honestly, because I was far too busy. But also, I didn't know really how I would talk about it, because I can't really like do slideshows or like screen sharing or anything like that. So, um, you know. But can I tell you guys, like, just as a Latine, how happy I am that we have a bilingual character who is Latine, who for once, from at least a Mattel property, speaks grammatically correct Spanish. Oh my gosh, like, uh, compared to Monica's Spanish in G2, Laguna's is perfect. Like, oh my god, I could actually, like, what she was saying was fine and made actual sense. Which, for those of you who don't understand Spanish, she was saying swimming in the moonlight. Nando a luz de la luna. That's what that means. Swimming in the moonlight, basically, roughly translated. Um, Not a perfect translation, I know. Actually, no, I think that is a pretty accurate translation if I'm remembering correctly. My brain sometimes. But yeah, I love Laguna, and I love that she's basically like the bubbly, like if you took Gur from Invader Zim and made him a really fun, bubbly, like teenage girl, that's what you would get is Laguna. Like she gives me Gur from Invader Zim energies, and I'm not mad about it because I love Gur from Invader Zim. I love Gur so much. Also, my nail polish is chipping, so lo siento. But yeah, I love her. I love her so much. Also, as you can probably tell, this is a restyle of the core Laguna doll because there are no other Laguna dolls out right now. But Laguna is my favorite character from G3 at the moment, and I went and got another one at Target yesterday because the store had like 50 of her. So it was like, why not? You know, normally I don't like to get duplicates of dolls because, like, I know that they're mass produced, but I feel like I'm taking away from a child if I get duplicates of dolls. But since there were like 50 Lagunas there, I was like, you know what? This one isn't taking away from any child because there's 50 of her on the shelf right now, and I don't know how many of them are in the back. So, you know what? A win is a win. I will take this opportunity to make my inner child happy and get a Laguna to restyle, and that's exactly what I did. Anyway, back to the show. Laguna in this show is so funny and she's so cute. Like, she hasn't had a whole lot of screen time yet, but she has a whole lot more screen time than she did in the live action movie, if we're being honest. Like, I'm so mad that Lina Leconte was underutilized in the live action movie because honestly, she for a live action representation of what G3 Laguna is, Lena is perfect casting. Like if she were G1 Laguna, I could see your argument, but she's not G1 Laguna. She's G3 Laguna. And G3 Laguna could not have been portrayed by a more fitting cuz they have a certain resemblance to each other even though the dolls were designed first. So it's just like you can okay, talk about the live action movie over. I don't really want to get into my thoughts on it here because it's basically a decom. I don't have much to say about it here. If you like Disney Channel original movie style musicals, you'll probably enjoy the Monster High movie. It's not like the most egregious thing on the planet that people say it is. Anyway, the cartoon, on the other hand, her in the show, Valeria Rodriguez, perfect voice casting for her. And she shares a voice actor with Spectra, which, dang, I didn't expect Spectra to be back, honestly, but I'm happy to see her back. It's great. I can't wait to see more of Laguna in the cartoon though, because she's already like so cute. She's so funny. She's chaotic, but in like the best way possible. She's literally just this bubbly fish girl who doesn't quite understand social norms, and she's part shark according to her bio on Mattel. So, she has tendencies to say very chaotic things, but that's just the shark side of her. And honestly, I love that. She's basically like the best version of Laguna ever. I love her so much. Not that I don't love G1 Laguna. I do love G1 Laguna in doll form. But in terms of writing for like what they did with G1 Laguna in the original Monster High show and specials, they didn't really use her to her fullest extent. In fact, G1 Laguna was honestly, most of her characterization was being in a relationship with Gil, and I'm so glad that that's not in the picture for this version of Monster High, because she needs to be her own fish, okay? And she finally gets to be that. She has a friend group with like Cleo and Torlai and allegedly Gulia, according to her music video. And that's amazing. Like, yes, let her be an individual, finally, please. If she falls in love with somebody else, please let it not be Gil. Don't want Gil back. Now, Deuce, I have thoughts on from the show. Camera wants to focus on Haute Couture Frankie. I don't blame it, but thoughts on Deuce when it comes to the cartoon are, I love him so much. He's adorable in the new show. He's precious. He's such an enduring character, and I didn't think that they would be able to do that because I think I've talked about it before. Deuce was not really my favorite Manster in the original Monster High. Not by a long shot. I didn't like the way he was written in G1 most of the time, that being as simply an accessory to Cleo. I think my least favorite example of the way that Deuce was written in G1 would be Boo York, Boo York. It's one of the reasons why I don't particularly like to watch that movie. Like, I like the music in that movie, but the way that Deuce is written in it just makes me so sad. But the way that he's written in G3 in the cartoon, I am fully on board for. He is very endearing, very dorky and fun. I know his glasses are off, but that's just because I can't get them under his snakes, and I have dexterity issues from a car accident that I was in 2 years ago. Oversharing a bit, but that's why I wasn't able to get them on his head. But yeah, I love him so much. He's so cute. Anybody who says that this version of Deuce is like terrible, you don't have a heart, because you don't understand him the way that I do. I love him. He's very... I don't know if anyone else got this vibe, but as someone who is autistic, I got the vibes from Deuce that maybe he was a little bit neurodivergent. Like, that he might be neurodivergent in the show. And I know that's just a headcanon. It's probably not true, but that's the vibe he gives me, and it's very comforting. It's very comforting. And he's baby. I love him. I love that he's friends with the main group and gets to be his own person too, instead of just an accessory to Cleo. Like, as far as character writing goes, Cleo, Laguna, and Deuce, from what we've seen in the show so far, massive improvements in the writing department compared to G1. I feel like they are the best versions, writing-wise, that the characters have been. Because Cleo feels more three-dimensional in G3, and I'll bring her over for this. Okay, ven aquí, Cleo. Oh my gosh, I messed up her hair. No, no. But, like, I love how distinctly different they feel this gen. They feel like they've developed so much more, and they've found their footing from when the brand first started. Like, this is the truest to themselves the characters have ever been. And I think that's really nice. Like, there's nothing really particularly wrong with the way that they were written in G1, considering that it was the first gen. But I feel like they've really found their footing with who they want these characters to be. And we've only seen 3 episodes of the show. So, like, I'm really excited. I think the episode that's airing tomorrow at the time I'm recording this is going to have a Cleo-centric plot for, like, because each episode of the series is, like, season 1, episode 2, A, and then B, kind of like SpongeBob. So I think like the A plot for tomorrow's episode is, according to the description, going to be Claudine and Cleo centric. Claudine is supposed to be protecting Cleo from monster hunters, so we're gonna get some fun character development there. I hope that they become friends, because in G1, Cleo and Claudine, like, I know you don't get that impression from some of the animated specials, but they were not friends in G1. They hated each other's guts, especially in the diaries. Like, they got kind of on common ground, but then the Haunt Couture diaries really kind of undid any character development they had in their relationship. Like, they could still tolerate being in the same room as each other, but any development they got in the G1 show was kind of sort of erased once Haunt Couture came around with those diaries. Like, Cleo and Claudine were adversaries, so it's nice to see that they might be developing an actual genuine friendship this time around. Like, I love that, because Cleo, yeah, she can still be, like, the queen of the school and a little snooty, but, like, I love that she gets to have a heart. And then Frankie, oh my gosh. Frankie, so I love so much. Also, yes, I repainted my day out Frankie's face just a little. Gave them, like, rock star makeup per suggestion of my friends on Twitter, and I like the way it came out because they originally had the same face screening as the core ghoul, and I just think it wasn't different enough for my liking, so I changed it. But Frankie, I love the way that they're written so much. Iris Menas is a perfect voice cast for Frankie. Z fits Frankie's voice so much, which, for those of you who don't know, Frankie's voice actor, Iris Menas, goes by Z, her pronouns. Um, so they are they are non-binary as a character, and then their voice actor is also non-binary and uses neo pronouns, which is pretty cool. Um, I love that for Frankie, and I love that they introduce themselves in the show. They're so cute. They're so cute. I love Frankie so much. Um, I'm really happy with the way that they're written so far, and we really like this early. We already got a Frankie centric episode, which I loved. Unfinished Brainness so much. It's probably the funniest of the 3 episodes we've seen so far. I do like. I think if I were to rank each of the episodes that we've seen, I would put the Monstering Part 1 and Part 2 probably at the top, because those are my favorite episodes so far. I know, the premiere, that's so cliche. And then Unfinished Brainness would be my second favorite episode. And then Food Fights at the bottom, just because, it feels... I don't know. It's early on, though, so the show's still finding its footing in terms of humor and stuff, but Food Fight just doesn't feel quite as fun as the other 2 episodes we've seen. Like, it's still a fun watch, but it's not, like, as fun or enjoyable to me as the other 2 episodes. Like, I feel like if I were watching all of the episodes, I would probably skip Food Fight. Although it is kind of important, and we do see Dracula, and I'm going to be honest, the Dracula design for G3, he is hot. I'm going to just say it. Sorry, not sorry. He is handsome. I love him. I hope he gets a doll. I hope all the parents get dolls. I want all the parents. Even Claudine's dad. I don't care that he's human. I want a doll of him. Because I know that it wouldn't basically be a Ken doll. Because they would do it in this art style. And that's what would make it worth it. Also, apparently, Howleen is coming back, according to some press releases. So that's interesting. I hope that means Claude is too, because I miss him. And I want a Claude doll in G3 style because I love Deuce. Please tell me he's not the only boy that we are getting for the G3 doll line, though, because he needs friends. He needs other friends. He still has the ghouls, they're his friends, but he also needs other friends too. Other friends that I can make hold hands with him on display and make them share cupcakes and have cute photos during the month of June. I love Deuce. Where was I? Yeah, Claude. I hope he comes back. He is my favorite monster from G1. So if he doesn't, I will be very sad. Anyway, there is an episode tomorrow at the time I'm recording this. I think the series is supposed to debut new episodes every Friday. I think that's what it sounds like. So every Friday we're getting new episodes, and that's really exciting. Like, I think that's going to run until next year, basically, season 1. I hope they renew it for season 2. Season 1 is already complete, according to the show's staff on Twitter. But I hope that they order a second season, because I already want to see more. I want to see where they take this. And I hope that G3 goes on for quite some time. If Nickelodeon cancels the show before a second season, I will personally riot. They will have to deal with me driving my ass all the way down to Burbank to protest. Be like, no, you will not cancel this show. Bring it back. There's demand for it. But yeah, those are all my thoughts. How do you feel about the G3 cartoon? Emphasis on if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it yet and you don't like it because you haven't seen it yet and you're like, well, I don't need to watch it because I already know I won't like it, get out. Okay, you can't have an opinion on something that you haven't watched yet in that regard if I'm asking you if you liked it when you watched it. Because that, like, I'm asking if you enjoyed watching the episode. If you haven't seen it yet and you don't like it because you haven't seen it, don't speak. It's that simple. Anyway, the only reason I put that disclaimer, as harsh as it sounds, is because that's the state that we are in with the Monster High community right now, is you have people that are like, I don't like it. I don't need to watch it to know that I won't like it. Okay, well then don't contribute to the conversation. Por favor. Anyway, that is all that I have to say. Here is one last look at my Laguna's repaint because I love her dearly. And I will see you all later. Bye-bye.